All right, crew, as promised, this is number 2. So we are now going to dive into the 4 for 1. So I'm kind of curious again, is it going to be kind of like the other one? Am I going to get 4 different sections of K.A.A.N? What are we going to be speaking about this time? So I'm really curious. So once again, if you have not seen the first video, stop what you're doing, go back, do the 3 for 1 first, then come back, then we'll do the 4 for 1 together. So right now we're going to get into it. Of course, like, comment, subscribe. That way I know that you want more content from me. Other than that, let's dive into this. Once again, guys, we have another 8-minute and 10-second video. What the heck? The last video I just got done making was an hour long. This seems to me it's going to be another one that's going to be about an hour long. So, this is what you wanted. You wanted me to react to this. To this 8-minute video is what you wanted me to do. So here we are. We're doing it. You got to stick with me, though. You got to stick with me to the end. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, loud. Knowledge, nigga.
I just realized
4 for 1 is it.
too. Like.
Let's do it. Follow up. Loud.
Right.
Look, as a child, I dealt with abuse, infusing pain with the mic. Felt like the world was on my shoulders, took attempts on my life. I understand that isn't.
Ooh, I felt the word on my shoulders. I took attempts at my life. It's sad to be so down in that state that you feel there's no way out. And there always is. There is. Doesn't feel like it at the time, but there always is.
Pain with the mic, felt like the world was on my shoulders, took attempts on my life. I understand that isn't healthy. Like, how the fuck could it help me? Reflecting is in the dark and real.
Exactly. It's not healthy. It's not going to help you. Dying doesn't help solve the problem. It ends the problem. It doesn't solve it. And ending something is not a way to solve it. You know what I mean? Like, if you get a flat on a tire, you can't just walk away. You got to solve the problem. It's frustrating, it's hard, but you got to do it.
Life, I understand that isn't healthy. Like, how the fuck could it help me? Reflecting is in the dark and realizing I was selfish. But you couldn't tell me no different. Try all you want, I'm not listening. We had no shelter or place we could turn. This shit is routine, and the lesson I've learned is keep your mouth shut, don't quiet you are. No yelling and screaming inside of the house, cause that wasn't.
Keep your mouth shut. No crying or screaming in the house.
Turn this shit is routine, and the lesson I've learned is keep your mouth shut, don't quiet you are. No yelling and screaming inside of the house.
No yelling or screaming inside of the house. I will say that as a parent, I mean, that's just a parent. You don't want your children running around the house at 1,000,000 miles an hour, But I don't think he was saying in that sense. I think he was saying in, like, almost any noise. You know what I mean? There's a difference between, like, fun and laughter, and difference between just making noise and getting in trouble for making noise. And I think that's what he's mostly referring to, since he talks a lot about his abuse and the type of lifestyle that he grew up in. So
We could turn this shit is routine, and the lesson I've learned is keep your mouth shut, don't quiet you are. No yelling and screaming inside of the house, cause that wasn't ever a lousy. I wasn't raised to believe I could possibly be anything that I wanted. There is no support for the kid with a home that is head. They grew with his head, they tell me the way I should go. Everything I should already know. All the emotions I'm willing to show. My adolescence progression to growth was Sunday, so I'm feeling mentally stuck. I live on the edge and I don't give a fuck. A handful of pills that was never enough. The way that I cope when this living is tough. But if I recall,
a handful of pills was never enough. So now again, is that referring to the suicidal tendencies? Did he try to attempt suicide with pill-wise? Did he, talk about maybe being over-medicated through the doctor? Taking all these different pills, and it not helping. It was never enough. Let me know what you think on that.
I live on the edge and I don't give a fuck. A handful of pills that was never enough. The way that I cope when this living is tough. But if I recall, we have been through it all. You niggas are speaking no problems and poverty as if you actually seen it. But bitch, when we lived in that trailer, we never had nothing but roaches and ramen. We couldn't complain. My parents would bicker, it's always the same. My mother was picking us up at the school. We be in the back of that old station wagon. 96.3 on the radio blast. And Smokey Robinson would ever.
Oh my gosh, be in the back of the old station wagon. I mean, my grandma had a station wagon. We didn't have a station wagon. We had a little Escort. They had no air conditioning and the radio didn't work. I remember it very fondly, very fondly. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I remember so much time in the back of that vehicle. Lots of funny stories. Lots of funny stories, you know. And our channel was 99.5. And back when I was a kid, it was a country channel because my mom was way into country back then. But I'm talking about little, like single digits kid, type of thing. Anyways.
Was picking us up at the school. We be in the back of that old station wagon. 96.3 on the radio blast. And Smokey Robinson would ever relax. And quiet storm before we step in the madness. All of that peace that we had in our past is walking the door, but there's yelling and screaming. There wasn't a place that I ever felt safe. And I couldn't relate to the kids that I saw. Cause I felt like they all had it better than me. Cause they don't have to deal with the shit that I deal with. I stay in the middle of all.
Thought all the other kids had it better than me. That goes to thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. You think you might have it bad, but you made it out alive. And there's lots of kids who don't make it out alive from childhood. There are children who get severely abused. I I guess I don't want to downplay what he deems as abuse, but what I never was abused, not in my sense. In today's world, and oh, we would have been snapped out of our homes quick, especially because I grew up in a Hispanic household, so the old flip flop tale. No, it's true. It's true, but stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not deemed abuse back then, nor would consider it abuse. I don't believe I got abused. Because I think abuse is real abuse. You hear stories of children getting cigarettes put onto them. One boy just died from being put into the garage while the parents and the dog were in a heated room and the child died from hypothermia. It was like 8-year-old little boy. Like, that is abuse. And they were abusing that boy long before that happened. So I believe that there's a difference. So I'm kind of curious what, not necessarily trying to be nosy, but at the same time, what he kind of went through, kind of know in a sense of what type of household he grew up in. I don't know.
Relate to the kids that I saw, cause I felt like they all had it better than me, cause they don't have to deal with the shit that I deal with. I stay in the middle of argument, shit myself from believing this shit is my fault. Every time they would fight, it was grief, closing my eyes and my ears.
That comes again to being a child and thinking everything's your fault. If you hear your parents argue, I mean, they could be arguing about what to make for dinner. And it's, as a child, you feel it's your fault. Well, maybe if I didn't eat at all, they wouldn't have been fighting on what to feed me. So again, is that a manifesto of just being a child, or how, or abuse, or I don't know how I want to phrase that in a sense to where it's not downplaying what he deems in his soul and his truth to be quote unquote abuse. So, yeah.
In the middle of argument, shit myself from believing this shit is my fault. Every time they would fight, it was grief, closing my eyes and my ears in my room when I opened the book, man, that shit never cease. And I want to be free, but there's nowhere to leave. I wonder why people keep fucking with me, cause when I was in school, they would tell me I'm slow, cause I never retained anything I was taught, so they put it on me like that shit was my fault, cause it couldn't be something that wasn't the way of the place that I stay, cause I never got help.
See, and that's another thing too. Things that happen within the home do affect the child at the school, obviously, because if you're worried about stupid stuff at home that you should not be worried about, that your parents should never be putting onto you. Um, I totally believe that arguments should never be done in front of children, and sometimes it's hard because sometimes they just pop out of nowhere, and there's silly little stupid ones, but it makes a difference to a child's well-being. Um, Especially when it's to the point that it's distracting them in the school setting.
Anything I was taught, so they put it on me like that shit was my fault. Cause it couldn't be something that wasn't the way of the place that I stay. Cause I never got help. My mother got tired from busting the rest. Like dropping this off and then going to work and then picking this up and then bringing this home to a man that appreciates nothing at all. While he burning a cigarette, standing a wall. Monday through Saturday, cursing his law. But gets up on Sunday to go praise the Lord. But that's from time to time and those moments are spare. I figured it out. The life isn't fair. So do what you can. Cause nobody cares. It's all about loving the memory.
Life isn't fair, so do what you can. Trying to get that point across to my little one. That life isn't fair and it's never going to be fair. You're never your true boss. Yes, you are. Even men and women, we have our, significant others, that not necessarily we allow them to tell us what to do, but, we confide in them. We ask, for their input and stuff like that. When you have a boss, and he tells you to mop the floor, you really don't have quote unquote a choice. Yeah, you do. You could quit on the spot and leave, obviously, but in a sense, and I try to tell him that even when you grow up, you still have a boss. You still have somebody that you have to listen to, in a sense. You still need to make sure that you respect people and what they try to bring to the table. Yeah.
The time and those moments are spare. I figured it out. The life isn't fair. So do what you can, cause nobody cares. It's all about loving the memories that you were made and your happiness while you were here. I pray that you live without fear and you never think you're in need of materials just to complete you, cause that isn't true. Don't be dependent on things that can dissipate or disappear when you need them the most. Knowledge, nigga. One is number 2. It's 2 more after this. I think. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, so I don't know. Look, yeah, I've been a man for a while. My definitive plan, and I'm a tentative terror lyrics apart too quick. Style constipated, I can never give 2 shits. Coming through your speaking, I can know your door. Who did? Said you get a nigga that's only giving you elegance. I allocate and regulate a move.
Oh my goodness. I like the beat on this one. I like the hard beats, Those are good. Oh my gosh, guys. I am so sorry. I am all of a sudden yawning like I didn't get good sleep or something. Ugh.
Shit coming through your speaking, I can know your door. Who did? Said you get a nigga that's only giving you elegance. I allocate and regulate. I'm moving with malevolence. I try to paint a positive picture while feeling negative. A sedative is soothing, assuming that I'm a sender. One sending you serendipity. I live in misery. I'm playing.
Wow. Again, and he's touching back on that, how he feels, like he's got, again, internal demons that he's dealing with. He's given us serendipity, as he said, and we don't realize what our favorite artist or actor or somebody is going through, that they might be sad. Take, the late Robin Williams, for example. He was a funny, charismatic, happy person on the outside. He was giving us serendipity, but inside he was feeling misery. That is such a beautiful and sad line at the same time. Wow.
Positive picture, I'm feeling negative, a sedative is soothing, assuming that I'm a sender, one sending you serendipity. I live in misery, I'm playing misdemeanor, changing my demeanor, feeling for the fun of the youth. proof. I wanted wisdom and truth. I know these other motherfuckers try to give an excuse, but my style is too loose. Prefer to be reclusive. I give a simple sign of serenade with acoustics. I've been showing the way, but nobody is trying to follow me. Believe in what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness, I've been showing the way, but no one trying to follow me. I am. I'm trying to follow me. Who else is trying to follow? Let me know down in the comments. Are you following? Because I'm following. Holy cow. And I am totally on the pathway. Just beyond belief. Beyond belief, you guys.
I give a simple sign of serenade with acoustics. I've been showing the way, but nobody is trying to follow me. Believe in what I'm doing. I never make an apology. I built a foundation for a fucking mausoleum with a citadel and mural like the Roman Colosseum. Infiltrated by an infidel. I see you when I see you sipping white Zinfandel. I'm a connoisseur and conqueror, commodore, dedicated to K.A.A.N.
I'm a connoisseur and a conqueror. Ah, what did he say? It was good.
Infiltrated by an infidel. I see you when I see you sipping white Zinfandel. I'm a connoisseur and conqueror, commodore, dedicated to K.A.A.N.
Connoisseur and conqueror. So he is just
like the Roman Colosseum. Infiltrated by an infidel. I see you when I see you sipping white Zinfandel. I'm a connoisseur and conqueror, commodore, dedicated to K.A.A.N. I kill it.
oh my gosh, you guys. He is just flowing it. He is bringing it to the table. This is awesome. Oh man. We might have to wait on the other double feature because woo, this is getting we are 3 minutes into the video and 17 minutes into this video. Holy smokes. I hope you guys are staying with me. You wanted this. I said it. I keep saying it. You want this? You got it. Here it is.
Like the Roman Colosseum, infiltrated by an infidel. I see you when I see you sipping white Zinfandel. I'm a connoisseur and conqueror, commodore, dedicated to K.A.A.N. I kill it. I'm giving you food for thought. It's enough for a starving village. My image, you want a knowledge of mileage. I put my brain time for an oil change. I pay attention, I switch it efficiently. Give a vision, the mission is motivated.
Now pay attention, I switch it. And that's what he's showing on these tracks. I feel like it. Like, he's like, I can give me a beat. I'm just going to throw this on it. I got this. Just go with it. I mean,
want a knowledge of mileage, I put my brain time for an oil change. I pay attention, I switch it efficiently. Give a vision, the mission is motivated. I make it up with a planet. I manage to maneuver. The music is too melodic. Don't play it for any novice. I'm modest, my nigga never. I focus on getting better, embarrassing anybody. You niggas plotting for profit. The politicking with others, evasive is what we are. I'm working and never seen. It's all a part of the plan. There's a method to the madness. You'll never understand. I can spit it anywhere that I want, but you thought that was the flow. They never really noticed when you giving up your time and in your mind. You thinking, man, I'm just a diamond in the rough. I know what's up. You feeling down, but if you get over the ground, I guarantee that you'll survive.
he doesn't stop. He's not stopping. He's not breathing again. Please, someone go check on him. Make sure he's alive after this verse because this is... I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do right now. I'm gonna back it up a couple ways. 1, 2, 3 of them.
You niggas plotting for profit, the politicking with others, evasive is what we are. I'm working and never seen. It's all a part of the plan. There's a method to the madness. You'll never understand. I can spit it anywhere.
It's method to the madness. I hope there is because this is just going at a mother at can't even speak. I can't even speak right now. This is going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He is just letting it flow and he doesn't care.
What we are, I'm working and never seen. It's all a part of the plan. There's a method to the madness. You'll never understand. I can spit it anywhere that I want, but you thought that was the flow. They never really noticed when you giving up your time and in your mind. You thinking, man, I'm just a diamond in the rough. I know what's up. You feeling down, but if you get over the ground, I guarantee that you'll survive with nobody up on your side. Whenever you do decide to finally feel alive, and we in love with the truth, but never telling a lie. I promise to give you honesty for the rest of my life.
I promise to give you honesty for the rest of my life. That's all I want. I just want artists to be honest, you know. Be honest with themselves. That's what I hope for you.
We in love with the truth, but never telling a lie. I promise to give you honesty for the rest of my life. Is it number 3? 4 over 1. Loud.
All right, hold on. We're taking a quick break. Be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Give me something to drink. Take a restroom break. So we're halfway through this song. All right, let's continue. We got We're halfway through the song, so.
Look, look, loud. Man, I swear to God, I would never give you nothing that was average. A young black savage, fast rap bastard. Either way, you see me as the master. On the plantation, delicious destruction. My shit is salacious. Distribute discussions, attributing to how I think I can't function. These guys on the internet think they did something. Oh no, time for me to put them in.
These guys on the internet think they did something. So it's referring to like YouTube rappers or just in general, the rap game thinks they did something and they're posting it on the internet. Let me know.
To how I think I can't function. These guys on the internet think they did something. Oh no, time for me to put them in their place quick. Lyrically impeccable, punctually embrace it. Face to face, your fate, it fades or face to fame. It's fake as fuck mistakes that I make. I gotta work with that selective amnesia. Focus on the test and follow all of the procedures. Maybe I'll take a break cause I'm tired, I wanna breathe. I know these evil motherfuckers will look to deceive us. Jesus, so you're dead and you hear a nigga talking. I've been calling you for years, but I feel like you just ignore it. Like telling your secretary, jot it down, he's not important. Take his name and his number and tell him I'm busy. I call him when I can, if I ever get a chance. If he's giving you attitude, then it's fuck him in advance. I am blowing them up cause I know that nigga needed me. Want forgiveness of his sins, he need dependent on a friend, but he dependent on the pain cause that's all that he's.
Wow. Okay, so here he is diving into the Christianity again, and he doesn't say it anything in what I deem as a positive light, I guess I would say. It's more of like, he said, let me run that back.
Tell him I'm busy, I call him when I can, if I ever get a chance. If he's giving selective amnesia. Focus on the test and follow all of the procedures. Maybe I'll take a break cause I'm tired, I wanna breathe. I know these evil motherfuckers will look to deceive us. Jesus, so you're dead and you hear a nigga talking. I've been calling you for years, but I feel like you just ignore it. Like telling your secretary, jot it down, he's not important, take his.
Okay, I've been calling you for years, but you've been ignoring, like you've been telling your secretary, just drop it, just just write it down and he's not important. Um, Again, that is going back to like what I feel is him not thinking that religion was good enough for him. But I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I mean, this is the way he speaks about it and knowing his religious stance makes me question all of these Christianity references and what they mean to him. Yeah.
You hear a nigga talking, I've been calling you for years, but I feel like you just ignore it. Like telling your secretary, jot it down, he's not important. Take his name and his number and tell him I'm busy. I call him when I can, if I ever get a chance. If he's giving you attitude, then it's fuck him in advance. I am blowing him up cause I know that nigga needed me. Want forgiveness of his sins, he need dependent on a friend, but he dependent on the pain cause that's all that he's got, man. I know that's the truth. Subjecting myself to silent solitude with no silence inside of me, soon to subdue. I'm submitting myself when I plummet. I pray they put poems inside of my casket. My posthumous spirit is piercing my peers. Don't.
I pray that they put poems inside my casket. You know, again, because he's poetic. He is somebody who is going down in history as somebody who gives it real to you, tells you how it is, whether you want to hear it or not at that time.
In myself when I plummet, I pray they put poems inside of my casket. My posthumous spirit is piercing my peers. Don't adhere to the fear or the feel like a period. The peak of a pyramid, pissing on pitiful peons for penances. Plenty pretty petty pressing matters that I know that I need to address. My sobrieties first, I get high in excess. That don't equal success. It just means I feel less.
Wow, I need to address.
Know that I need to address my sobrieties first. I get high in excess. That don't equal success. It just means I feel less than alive.
I need to address my sobrieties. First, I get high and excess. I, I mean, I'm a big believer, like I've said in the 3 for 1, of natural, more natural stuff is what I tend to go to. So I people say it's getting high, but I mean, I don't feel that way when it comes to that. I feel like you get high and drunk off of other things. The fact that it doesn't equal success. Now, success is what you make it again. Um, there's been plenty of people who quote unquote make it and they smoke. Um, so I don't believe that he is referring to that when he says it. Or maybe it is. Tell me. Tell me below if that's what he's referring to. Does he believe he smokes too much? Does he want to quit? Does he I can't imagine though. Once you're as big as we are when it comes to it, it's almost like I don't want to even say you need it to function because you don't need it to function. You just choose it because it makes your day run smoother.
Pressing matters that I know that I need to address my sobrieties. First I get high in excess, that don't equal success. It just means I feel less than alive. I'm surprised that I made it as far as I have when I'm lacking on moral compass and ashamed of my past. Still remember when them niggas told me I was trash. I wanted to spit a couple of bars, but I'm aware that they would laugh. Now I never think about them cause
Oh my gosh, still remember when they, decided I was trash and I wanted to, spit some bars. I wanted to rhyme, I wanted to rap, but they're just gonna make fun of me, and that is your biggest fear you have to overcome is what other people are going to think of you. Even doing a reaction channel like this, you have to overcome the fear that of what people are going to perceive you as or think of you as, because it it makes a difference. I'm sorry, my dog has got up. She's white and she just made the whole thing bright all of a sudden behind me. I see it. All right, sorry. Let's get back to it. This is going to be another long video, guys. So, like I said, this is what you wanted. Here we are, number 2, getting it done.
remember when them niggas told me I was trash. I wanted to spit a couple of bars, but I'm aware that they would laugh. Now I never think about them cause all I did was surpass them. Loud and knowledge, nigga. 4 for 1. Yes, loud. This is 4 for 1. This number motherfucking 4. We did 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. I love remixing shit so much that we just started giving these long ass 17-minute long songs.
I like remixing stuff. So he said that at the end of 3 for 1. So when he says he likes remixing stuff, like what does it mean? Like are these from other songs that he has? Is he remixing the beats behind them? What does he mean when he says that he's remixing them? Let me know down below.
I love remixing shit so much that we just started giving these long ass 17-minute long songs. I said I was never gonna do this again, and I did it again. Let's do it, motherfucker. You know the rest. Loud. I said I'm trying to make a way. I need a word to make a masterpiece. The devil's on my ass, and dastardly deviant chasing me, replacing my emotions. I'm motioning towards the negative. My nepotism navigates the narration narrative. Your negligence is never necessary. It's nefarious. The windows getting smaller, looking down a narrow barrel. Bullets flying like an arrow, allocated by your hatred, hindering the.
Oh my gosh, bullets flying like an arrow, allocated by your hatred. Thank you, because I swear, if you have hate in your heart, that is so destructive. And, you know, I think that's what he was trying to reference as, bullets flying like arrows, so no matter what you're going at, you're going to have negative hit you. And it's hard to get away from it, I guess I would say.
The windows getting smaller, looking down a narrow barrel. Bullets flying like an arrow, allocated by your hatred, hindering the possibility make it a please. When you rise, tell me what the fuck you really see. I pray that you can recognize and find spirituality. Woo! Don't you know mentality?
Ooh, I pray that you rise and can recognize and find spiritually. That is the thing too. And a lot of people think that spirituality has to be, either an organized religion or something on the opposite spectrum, like, potions and, you know, crystals, you know what I mean? And spirituality can be anything to you. Again, I say that I am more of a spiritual sense. I don't think there's an end. Um, yeah, yeah, I like that.
You rise, tell me what the fuck you really see. I pray that you can recognize and find spirituality. Woo! Don't you know fatalities and fallacies are definitely on the way? It's babies killing babies basically, cause don't nobody think I know that.
Oh, it's babies killing babies, basically. In this world, it is. Holy cow. It's almost like a game, and they don't realize that there is no reset. And when you get killed in the game of life, it's over. Game over. There's no restart button. You can't bring back somebody that you took out. You and they're babies because they don't know the difference. And if you can't figure out the difference that killing somebody else, A, does not solve whatever issue you had, B, does not lead to any type of good life because now you're into a life of crime. You know, it's it's sad. It's sad seeing these young folks killing each other when they don't need to. We need unity, we need love. We don't need whatever the hell is happening. That's what we don't need.
Don't you know fatalities and fallacies are definitely on the way? It's babies killing babies basically, cause don't nobody think I know they got secret agendas. The generalize of people of color forming their cover because they cashing their count for a drink and a diamond nigga give them all the tools they need to make sure they become extinct. I try to tell all of my niggas we are an endangered species, but am I the only one that sees or actually believes it? See the sick in my seat, I seem to see the seed they planted, plants are thrown out of the window of the moving vehicle. I'm in, I virus, there a benefit, if fear is fabricated, face it, base it, and release of prejudice, support with confidence, ignoring the injustice of a judicial system that puts a race of people away at a rate that's faster than rabbit attacking.
Okay, I don't know if I want to touch on all that right there because obviously I agree with some of that to an extent. Um, the judicial system, I think, is just out to get everybody. Um, and due to the 13th Amendment, the there is a basically a clause that basically says if you're incarcerated, you're property of, either the state or the federal, depending if you're state or federal prison, state or federal custody, I should say. Um, and I forget the percentage, but it's some stupid, insane rate of like, I don't even know, like Americans as a whole, like not broken down by, anything, just as a whole. Um, there's it's almost 50-50 on people who have, criminal backgrounds and people who don't, and it's sad because when you have a population that's incarcerated or been incarcerated, you're not helping at all. Again, instead of figuring out why folks are in those spots, why did these people do this? And sometimes you can't answer why, I mean, you get serial killers who just run around killing blonde women because whatever reason, and they don't even have a reason, so I understand there's times when we can't, but I believe that if we really believed on rehabilitation, like we try to say our prison system is what it's for, then we would try to figure out why the people ended up where they ended up. Um, that's just my personal opinion on that. Um, I don't know. I don't know how deep I want to go into that topic, because again, I'm not trying to draw the haters just yet. Let me just get big enough, at least 100,000 subscribers before I start talking crap that's going to get me quote unquote canceled or hate on. Let's go. Gosh.
Confidence ignoring the injustice of a judicial system that puts a race of people away at a rate that's faster than rabbit attacking from the inside, destroy the black family. Contradict a lot, I heard that we have not recovered from the 80s. They put drugs.
Attack it from the inside, destroy the black family. See? How much do I want to touch on this? How deep do I want to go? How about this? What destroy the black family? What does K.A.N think destroy the black family from the inside? We're just gonna, I don't think I want to touch that deep on to this subject.
Attacking from the inside, destroy the black family. Contradict a lot, I heard that we have not recovered from the 80s. They put drugs and guns inside of our communities, at least in the cities, to make sure there isn't unity, confusing that.
They put drugs and guns inside of our communities. Well, we know that's true. That's been out in the open about them putting drugs in the inner cities, especially crack cocaine. Um, again, where I come from, it was prevalent. Eh, Somebody knew somebody, or it's touched somebody, or themselves in one way or another. Um, and again, it goes back to, do we want to help people or not? Because the prison system wants slaves. Because you got to think of how many companies use the prison system to produce their products. We always think of the classic, license plate thing, but there's actually companies who use people to make money off of. And it's our people, it's American citizens that are getting paid pennies on the dollar to make these products. So it makes you wonder, you know, why did they do that? You know, and like I said, we knew about it. There's been countless times. Oh my gosh, I feel like I want to pause and find out that gentleman's name, the old CIA agent who came out and admitted it, that that they did put drugs and to the communities to try to break down the communities. And then he committed suicide by, twice in the back of the head. So those are always classic.
Cover from the 80s, they put drugs and guns inside of our communities, at least in the cities, to make sure there isn't unity. Confusing that you think that this isn't a genocide. With statistics, motherfucker, but we in need of arrest. And I supply the sentiment if there's actually any left, cause it's either incarceration or seeing an early death. In the depths of my soul.
It's either incarceration or seeing an early death. And again, that goes back to how I truly believe that the government wants, you know, to you got to remember the government's competing against other governments, and we are the best when it comes to how we treat our employees, how we pay our employees, in comparison. I'm not talking about all the little stuff. I mean, don't get on me about, well, we don't got, maternity leave and so I don't not talking about that. I'm talking about in general, okay? Uh, so when you're trying to compete with a marketplace that Chinese people are making, $3 an hour in comparison to, 15, $20 an hour here in America, it's harder to compete as a nation against that. So in order to keep costs down, the government does want people to pay less, not necessarily slaves free, but less. This is why they want more individuals to be into the prison system because they can utilize those people much more. Um, it's not right. Again, and I believe that's why the prison system is so big, is because they are utilizing American citizens in a negative way. Um, because we're definitely not rehabilitating a damn person. Nobody comes out of jail and goes, all right, woo, that was a great educational lesson. I'll never do what the hell I did before. Not saying that it doesn't happen. Some people like, shit, I'm never going back to jail again. But in general speaking, jail doesn't rehabilitate the addict, say for instance. They're going to get out in 2, 3 months and they're going to go right back to it. Because why? They're going to go right back to where they were. You didn't rehabilitate anybody. You made money off of somebody. And that's the sickening part of it.
A minute, there's actually any left, cause it's either incarceration or seeing an early death. In the depths of my soul, I detest the control, I contest. I've been tested, they lessen the blow. I despise, they align and combine as a foe. I expose and oppose in person that persecute personally with a personal preference. No pardon for peasants presented for people to place an opinion of pitiful, pungent, disgusting provisions. I need to prepare as I peak with a pair. That's my pain and my passion. You cannot compare. Is it clear that I'm here? Cause I hear that they heeded. My message is heated with heathens. They even a heater to heat up the block and then shot when they eat up the people. They call up the cops but cannot stop the evil. There's forces at work that will not embrace change. It's insane how they think all black people the same.
There are forces at work that will not embrace change. It's insane how they think all black people are the same. You know, again, I don't want to touch too much into this, you know what I mean? Um, but at the same time, there's forces at work that will not embrace change. So, you know, there is a YouTuber who I watch on a daily basis, and he once said that there is a speed limit to society. He says, and the problem is some people want to push too fast ahead. They're trying to bring too much social justice or too much social change too quickly. And on the opposite end, you got people who want to maybe quote unquote stay with tradition, don't want things to change too much, and they're on the slower end of the speed limit. So you got to kind of think of it as a freeway. You got your 65, your 70, and then you got your 80, right? So you got these different people that want the speed limit at different rates, and you have to find a middle ground of that. There is a speed limit on which social changes and justices happen. Not saying that we can't strive or push toward them, you know, but there is a kind of a set pace on how society travels. And it doesn't matter what type of society you're in. It doesn't matter where in the country or in the world you're at. Each group of peoples, of individuals, of area will have its own speed limit on what is happening within their social construct, I guess I would say. Um, and I think I'm going to be really, really ageist here in a second, but I believe, you know, 19, if anyone born 1940s or before that, you know, if you're born in the 50s, not so bad because you grew up in the 60s, you know what I mean? So you're kind of, you always try to say you grew up in the decade after the one you were born. Um, I feel like those people were here. I mean, they're dying off, but they were here before, you know, Martin Luther King. They were here before, you know, we had social justice movements. They were here before all that stuff. So I believe a lot of those people are stuck in time. Um, Again, it's a way that they feel comfortable in their skin at that point. Um, it's insane how they think all black people are the same. I believe that some people have that viewpoint. I believe that 99.9% of Americans don't believe that. I don't believe that people think that black people are the same or think alike. Um, I grew up in a very marginalized neighborhood. So again, I grew up with a lot of diversity. So I was never akin to this lifestyle where that was thought of. Like, I don't know anybody personally that would ever say that. I totally believe that everybody should be judged by who they are, regardless. You know, I don't, even when it comes to age, you know, like respect. You know, older people like to go, "Oh, you got to respect your elders." No. No, no, no. Respect is earned. Respect is not just given blindly. Respect is earned on both parties. Um, I don't blindly believe in following what somebody says. I guess I would put it. So, yeah. All right, we're almost done. Almost done, guys. Whoop whoop.
Is that work that will not embrace changes? Insane how they think all black people the same. Hey, 4 for 1. That's it. That's it. And next week we're gonna give you 5 for 1, and then the week after that we're gonna give you an entire mixtape. It's just one fucking track. That's it. Good work, dude. I appreciate that. I appreciate you recognizing all the work. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Fuck. That's it. 4 for 1.
That's it.
Oh yeah, January 12th is like 19. It's like January 12th, 1990, and it's got a question mark in the That shit's coming out September 22nd. Bitch. Yeah, and we got more videos for it too. Bitch. Fuck you gonna do about it? Nothing. All right.
We're going to watch it. That's what this channel's going to do. We're going to watch it. I think somebody put that down in there. I think it was just a question mark in the comments on a couple of them. I've had a couple of requests for it. So if that's the song he's talking about, let me know. Maybe we'll do that one next. Or if you got a different one and that you're thinking of, let me know too. Now, here's the thing. If you made it to the end, put down at the bottom, I made it. That way I know how many people are actually watching me to the end of these videos, because right now we're at 51 minutes of me making this. This is absolutely insane. Insane. I'm going to try to keep it as raw as I can. I'm going to take out some of the long pauses as I was thinking of beautiful things to tell you folks about, you know. So, anyways, okay. All right, crew, we made it. Holy cow, 2 K.A.A.N videos. The longest videos I have made I don't even know what to speak about them because they are awesome. He gave us exactly what we needed, right? He gave us 3 for 1, and now we got 4 for 1. Uh, it doesn't sound like he got any more. It sounds like he was probably joking, or because I'm sure you guys would have been like, do 5 for 1 next, or he did a whole album on it. So but let me know in the comments what I should do next. I got a whole list of them here, so I got plenty to work on. But let me know what you would like me to do after this one. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and check up here. That's where all the con videos are located. Here, I'm going to go ahead and put the first 3 to 1. So if for some reason you made it through all of this and didn't watch the first one, it's going to be there. And of course, go ahead and subscribe down here below as well. Other than that, we will see you next time here at Up North Reactions. See you later, crew.